Hi everyone, welcome back to Hooked on Books. Today I am going to be reading chapter 2 of Dinosaur Cove by Rex Stone. So if you're sitting comfortably, let's get reading. It's a smuggler's cave, Tom told Jamie. It hasn't been used for 100 years. Jamie stepped into the mouth of the dark cave and dug his hand into his backpack, pulling out his torch. This is where the smugglers stored their booty, Tom said. You can see the marks from their lamps. Jamie flicked on his torch and shone it all over the pale rocks. He could make out sooty black streaks. Tom took a few more steps into the cave and knocked on the back wall. It's a dead end. Jamie shone his torch over the floor and saw a spider with long, spindly legs. He followed it in the beam and it skittered into the corner and then disappeared into a hole. It can't be a dead end, Jamie said. Look. The hole began at the cave floor and went up to the height of his knees. It was wide at the bottom, but very narrow at the top. How did I miss that? Tom said. I've been here loads of times. It's big enough to squeeze through. Jamie knelt and pushed his backpack through the gap. I'm going in. He wriggled through the gap, shining his torch into the darkness. Wait for me, yelled Tom. It was colder and pitch black inside the second chamber. Jamie shone his torch over the rock walls, ceiling and floor. There was no sign of any soot from smugglers' lamps. We must be the first people to come in here for hundreds of years, Tom murmured. Thousands of years, said Jamie. Millions, said Tom. Hey, what's this? Jamie's torchlight fell on a scoop in the stone next to his feet. He knelt down and traced his finger around the clover-shaped indent. It looked just like the dinosaur footprint on his fossil finder. I think this could be a fossil, Jamie announced, excitement tingling through him. Jamie rummaged in his bag and flipped open the fossil finder. The display picture of a dinosaur footprint glowed in the darkness. Yes, it's a fossilised dinosaur footprint. Wow, Tom said, looking from the screen to the cave floor. Those are really rare. Jamie saw a second scoop at the edge of the beam of light. Look, there's another and another. 5 altogether. They go straight into that wall of rock. Jamie could hardly believe it. On his very first day exploring Dinosaur Cove, he had found the fossilised tracks of a dinosaur. Jamie carefully placed his left foot into the first print. It's got the same size feet as me. He swung his right foot into the next print. Jamie grinned at Tom, who was following behind him. We're tracking dinosaurs. Left foot. A crack of light appeared in the wall. Right foot. The light brightened as the crack widened. Jamie put his left foot forward to take another step, and the crack of light got wider and brighter. He covered his eyes with his hands. When he put his foot down, the ground felt spongy. Cautiously, he took his hands away from his eyes. Jamie wasn't in the small dark chamber anymore. He was in a sunny cave with a wall of stone behind him. The footprints were still there, only now they weren't fossils. They were fresh. He took a step forward into the new cave and Tom appeared behind him, right through the wall of stone. Where are we? Tom asked. I don't know, Jamie said, looking around at the strange new place. Jamie walked out of the cave and the ground squelched beneath his feet. The area was thick with trees and vines, so he couldn't see very far. These trees are weird. Jamie pulled an apricot-like fruit from a cluster hanging on a nearby branch. It smelt horrible. Ugh! Dare you to smell it, Tom? Tom took a huge sniff. Sick! He gasped. Then he grinned. Dare you to take a bite? No way, said Jamie, shaking his head. The ground was slimed with the stinky orange outer pulp of the fruit that had fallen off the tree. Jamie picked up a fan-shaped leaf from this tree. You know, I think I've seen this somewhere before. He dug out the fossil finder and typed fan-shaped leaf. The next moment, pictures of leaves appeared on the screen. Jamie clicked on the one that looked the same as the leaf in his hand. Ginkgo, a living fossil, he read to Tom. Still found today, but everywhere in dinosaur times. Sometimes known as a stink bomb tree. Too right, said Tom. Let's get some fresh air. He put aside a tangle of creepers. What's through here? Wait for me! Jamie hurriedly sealed a few ginkgo fruits into a plastic specimen bag, stuffed them and the fossil finder into his backpack, and then crashed through the undergrowth after Tom. Careful! Tom shouted to him from up ahead. The ground sloped steeply, and Jamie tried to slow down, but his trainers were caked with slippery ginkgo pulp. I can't stop! Jamie yelled as he tumbled towards the edge of a cliff. Ooh. And that's the end of chapter 2. Right, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you very soon for chapter 3. Okay.